Hey everybody, I'm working in UEFN and I'm working on a very vertical map here. And I recently discovered the AI navigation volume that stretches from Z equals 0 to 38,400. In short, I needed to raise my entire map by about 1,000 units at least. Um, and as you can see here in the outliner, I'm approaching 8,000 objects. So grabbing each of them one at a time was a non-starter. So I wanted to show you what I did to get around this. And we're going to use the prison as an example up here. So in general, it's great to keep your space organized when you can. In UEFN, you've got the option right here to create a new folder. I've created a handful just to kind of help split things up. I have not done excellent about keeping it organized, but any attempt helps. Additionally, when you go to do this, it helps drastically to break things up so that you're not asking your computer to move 8,000 objects all at one time. So in this case, I've got my prison structure folder. It's got most of the stuff. It's not perfect, but it'll do. So with the folder, you can right click, go to select all descendants. That will grab everything that's within the folder. Or of course, the common way, you could click the top one and then scroll down and hold shift and click the bottom one. That would get you there as well. So then once you have everything selected that you want to move, right click, transform, delta transform. From here, you can move anything in the X, the Y, or the Z direction as you see fit. Keep in mind if you're unsure of which one you need to be moving, you can always go find your compass here around your selected objects and see red, blue, and green. So in my case, I needed to apply a delta transform to the green here and move everything vertically. I moved it about 1,000, I believe. Just click OK. It'll take a couple seconds, perhaps, based on your computer, and then it will lift it up to where you want it to be. I'm not going to apply in this case, but rather I'm going to show you something else I realized. So I moved everything by 1,000 units or something easy like that. However, I realized later that I built this entire structure here on the Fortnite grid, making it easier on myself. If you're unaware, you can turn the Fortnite grid off and on with this shortcut up here. So to show you what other issue I discovered, I'm going to hold Alt and click this arrow and drag it. Holding Alt duplicates the object that you have selected. So you can see here now that the Fortnite grid is this block, which is offset from this block. So unfortunately, if I want to continue modifying things using the Fortnite grid, which I definitely do, I now need to lower my map by this distance to get everything back and square with the grid. So I can see that the Z location of this guy is 13,440. Z location of this is 14,456. So I'm going to have to lower everything on my map by 16, which is just the difference between these two. And that should get me where I want to be. So we'll try this out here. Prison structure, select all descendants, and I'm going to unselect the one that I just created. But now right click, transform, delta transform. I'm going to say minus 16 and hit OK. Okay, that only took about 2 seconds. And if we look here, they're now lined up. So fortunately, it is that easy. I need to go now and do that to each one of these folders to ensure that the rest of the map also slides that amount. Otherwise, I'm going to have some issues. Here, for example, this one, if I click on it, it got thrown into the folder everything else for the shift, which I created just to make sure that I had everything covered one way or another. One other important thing to note with this that I have not figured out yet, but plan to get to soon, is that shifting everything this way does shift them in space in 3D in the world, However, if you add any animations, that does not shift the transform locations. So for example, I have animated minecarts that should be running along this trail, along this minecart track, just for some nice visuals in the background. However, when I hit play, skip ahead a little bit, there's no carts moving. But in fact, they are moving. They're just down here. So they did not shift up. Um, the animation still works as expected, but it's just where I originally laid out the animation. So each of these has a transform and a location. So it's this up value that did not get shifted. So I will be finding a way to move all these up. Um, don't have a easy solution other than doing it by hand right now, but I just wanted to point that out as something to watch for if you use this delta transform method to shift things up. Anyhow, thanks for your time. I hope that you learned something new in this video. Check the description for the primary channels that I followed to learn more about UEFN. I plan to make more videos as I learn new tools and skills, and certainly please leave a comment if there's something specific you'd like to learn. See you next time.